Boom, my people, my people. What is the deal? What is the business? Hold on, man. Let me get my eyes together. Get myself together. What's going on, people, man? How you guys doing? How you feeling? Hope everybody doing well out there tonight, man. Hope everybody doing well. Hope you're feeling well. Football. Oh, let me cut this music down too. Matter of fact. Good to see you guys, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. Please, please, please hit that like button on the way in if you can. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you guys, man. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. If everything is copa steady, let your boy know. We're going to get it cracking, man. We're going to get it cracking. You know understand what I'm saying? This is game week coming Monday, right? It's practically game week. Florida State, you are on the clock. It's time, bro. What's up, Kimberly? How you guys doing, man? Roll Tide, Kimberly. You know, Roll Tide, Clinton. What's cracking, Clinton? How you doing, brother? Steven. What's up, Steven? Roll Tide to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Good to see all of you, man. Trevor Peniel, my broski. Home team is in the house. Trevor Peniel, B2A, you already know, man. In about 7 days, we going to put some B2A for Florida State's gluteus maximus. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay out there, Charles Peniel. Let me know if everything sound good. You know what I mean? Roll Tide, Nick. Good to see you, broski. You know what I'm saying? My broski. A Watt. What's up, A Watt? Roll Tide, brother. Good to see you, boy. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Roll Tide to everybody out there. Anitra, what it is and how you doing? Good to see you, girl. Good to see you for sure. Roll Tide to you. You know what I'm saying? Sweet home Bama 24. The broski is here. Roll Tide, bro. Good to see you, man. I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. How you been? How you feeling? And how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, man. Thank you for tapping in, brother. Please hit that like button on you guys' way in. The sister Latoya already 5 minutes in. Latoya, always love from me to you, and good Lord knows I need it. Bob Jones got me selling popcorn, not popcorn with an R, popcorn, right? For my daughter, and I need every penny. Good Lord knows they want every dollar. Thank you, Latoya. $5 super chat, man. 7 sweet days till we roll. Appreciate all you do, Coach Sean. I appreciate you back, Latoya. Much love to you. Be blessed, sister. I thank you so very much, man. Thank you. Always set it off and always love from me to you, Latoya. Roll Tide for real to her, man. That's my dog right there. Eric D. Dabrowski. What's up with you, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thank you for tapping in. Please hit that like button when you guys weigh in. BT is in here. BT Bino is here, man. Coach Sean, bro, what's happening? Road to A, man. You already know. We finna get it cracking this week, man. Bino, we gonna step it up this week, bro, because it's finna be time, man. It's time to put some lashes. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put some lashes on Florida State's asses. Plural, that is. Not one ass, but a plethora of asses. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, bro. We coming. You got my bro. So, but before we get anything cracking, let me get one of my broskies up here, man. Because it's game week. Y'all tapping in right now. Everybody tapping in. It's thick in here already. Hey, man, let's get my broski in here. I need to hear him tell you what it is, right? And let's get his opinion on these lashes that we're about to put on Florida State's asses, right? Entering the broski, Jonathan himself. Boom.
What's
What's up,
going on, Coach?
man? How you feeling and how you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm good. Tired, a little bit of tired. Stayed up to about 4 a.m. doing business this morning, but
That's
look,
tough.
we're rolling up in a game week.
Yes.
And, man, I'm just excited to get this started. Obviously, thanks for the invite. Everybody already in the chat hitting it up as always. Make sure to like, share, and
Fact,
subscribe.
man. Please hit that like button on you guys weigh in if you will. I gotta learn to keep saying that. My bro's always telling me to tell them hit the like button.
Yep.
Please, guys, hit that like button if you can. I guess the like button means you like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it means you like it, but I guess it has something to do with the video. Thank you so very much for the people that's hitting it. I appreciate that, man. People tapping in. Listen, John, the broski's gonna be tapping in all throughout the show, man. Um, Lisa fits you. My partner is here. Lisa, roll, tide, roll, my partner. Always here, always doing your big thing. Thank you, Lisa. Tap in with Lisa Fits you too, Lisa. Roll tide to your sister for sure, for sure. It's that time, Lisa. This time next week, we all gonna be glued to the television, man. Or hopefully, at this time next week, we'll be talking about a win that just happened. Much love to you, Lisa, Steven, Clinton, and the broski Bino, BT as we call him. Brian, roll down tide, Coach Sean with the $10 super chat. I'll be at the Madison. Hey man, we gotta get up with each other then, Bino. Make sure you hit me, bro. Make sure you hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? We can tap in with each other, bro. You're gonna be right up here, man. We're gonna be deep at the classic this year. So please, 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 first take gonna be there, man. So we're gonna be down there live and in color. So hit me up, brother. I introduce you to everybody, man. Get up with me, man. Thank you, Bino. I appreciate you more than you know, brother. Bless you, man. Much love to you. And roll tide as always, my brother. Much love, J Mims. J Mims, what is the deal, broski? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. Thank you for tapping in, man. Joe Willie, what's up with you, bro? Love that damn profile pic, Joe Willie. The best one yet. You know what I'm saying? Brinsky says, B Sharp, repost district. Thank you, B Sharp. We waiting on you, broski. Come on down, like Bob Barker say. You know what I'm saying? John is up in here. Link is up in here. Roll down tide right back to you, Link. The homegirl Lisa say, yes, coach, we are. Facts, Lisa, it's time. We got 7 full days, John, until it's time. The brother Dwight is in here. Dwight, what's up, Dwight? Good to see you, my brother. Thank you for tapping in. Please hit that like button when you guys weigh in. Right, Kimberly? It's time. So, John, let's hop right into it, man. We got the Twitter people tapping in. We got the YouTube people tapping in. Let's hop right into it, bro. Florida State, your ass is almost on the clock. A lot of talking has happened, right? A lot of bravado has been happening. A lot of we gonna make our name off of Alabama has been happening. I want to get it from you first and foremost, John. Time for talking is over. This is game preparation week. Now everything they do will be geared toward Florida State's offense, Florida State's defense. We're going to get into it. We're going to look at it both ways, brother. Before we do, though, I want your initial thoughts, John. What's your initial thoughts on this game? It's 7 days away. It's here now. We've talked all summer about it. What's your thoughts?
So I find it, as a college football bettor, I find it very almost comforting that the line is still, it moved from 14.5 down to 11 now. Obviously, Alabama being the favorite. But at the end of the day, Coach, from the fan side, because of course I'm a fan. There's fandom in this, right? So you've heard the talking, you've heard Thomas Castellanos, you've heard all the back and forth and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, to me, this game isn't even about Florida State. This game to me is Kalen DeBoer showing me this year you can win the games you're supposed to win, right? So we were supposed to beat Vanderbilt. We were supposed to beat Oklahoma. Those are games that we're supposed to win, but we didn't. So you have to start off week 1, in my opinion, in Tallahassee in front of, I think it's like, 65, 70,000 fans with a win. And it doesn't need to be just a win. It needs to be an ass whooping. It is exactly what needs to happen. Number one, I think people are talking about this Jam Miller injury. I almost find it as not a godsend as in Jam Miller's injured, but Richard Young should have dynamite coming out of his ass at this point to prove himself. This dude is the 5-star running back that came out of high school. He was the chosen one, the next one, possibly to live up to the expectations of not being as good as Derrick Henry, being that type of workhorse, but producing like that, right? So when needed, he's the guy to step up. You bring in Isaiah Horton. You bring in key pieces, right? So everything says Alabama like 45, Florida State 10 across the board, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of, we should win this game by 13 to 17 points, in my opinion. And Kalen DeBoer needs to have a hell of a job in game 1. And more importantly, probably than that, Ryan Grubb needs to show the play calling that we were yearning for last season, right? So there's so much to look forward to in this, but I think it's less about Florida State and more about can Kalen DeBoer keep this team focused on Florida State, Ryan Grubb making the right play calls, and just winning game 1 and winning the games we're supposed to win.
Facts, brother. I couldn't have said it no better. You hit the nail on the head when you say that, man. This first game has got to be a show the world type game. Yeah. First and foremost, before we move on, man, let me give a special Special shout out to my brother Rob, man. You know, him and Mia hit it off first time she met Rob, the A-Day, man. And you know, the Bob Jones people got them selling Krispy Kreme donuts, which daddy don't need none of them. Would love to have a few, but don't need them, right? But they got to sell them popcorn and all this. And Rob doing that. Rob like bought some popcorn, and she wanted to personally. Right now, she got a damn bonnet on her head, so she don't want to come on the camera. You know what I mean? But she did want to personally tell Rob, thank you.
Right now?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Hi. So I'm sick right now, so don't just ignore my voice. See, you can see my hand. Hi.
Oh my God, they see your hand.
Yeah, because I look low-key terrible. But it's okay. I'm sick, so I'm going through it. I want to say thank you to Patriot Life, though. He bought one of my popcorn double good fundraiser, whatever it was. I forgot the name. They got too many fundraisers.
Yes.
But God bless him for that. I really appreciate him. I've been fundraising to get my price low for my cheer stuff. We got to wear 3 uniforms, which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. So God bless him for that. Thank you. I hope to see him at AD again.
Yeah.
It was really hot there, but it's okay.
This is really hot there.
It was okay. I was burning up. Okay.
And Daddy did keep her out there from 9 that morning to about 6 that evening, man.
Ooh,
right?
Man.
Yeah, man.
But I really appreciate him for that. I just wanted to come out here and say that, even though I'm, going through it right now. But that doesn't stop me from saying thank you, because that's what makes me appreciate it the most.
He hear you. He right there, Mia. He right there.
Good. Bye.
Thank you, Patriot Life, man. We love you to death, broski. You could have just came on the camera then. You go.
I show my eyes. So
look, thank you, Patriot Life. Thank you, Rob, man. Much love to you as always, my bro. My daughter crazy about Rob. Appreciate you, man, more than you know, my broski, man. Always, forever, love from us to you, brother. You already know, $10 super chat. We getting ready to put B2A. And just to say B2A, because in case people don't know, Patriot Life is saying that we're about to get ready in 7 days to put belt to AZZ. You know what I'm saying? That's what we about to get ready to do to Florida State. You tell a quarterback, get ready. You want to talk it, it's time to walk it, buddy. That's just point blank period. But thank you, Rob, man. Love you to death, brother. My daughter crazy about you, and thank you for helping us out at Bob Jones High School, man. Much love to you, man. For sure. That's from all of us to you, brother. For sure. All right, baby girl. So continue, John. I Bleed Crimson. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thank you for tapping in. Please hit that like button, brother. Continue. Patriot Life, as always, my broski from another Moski. You already know that, man. The brother Ephraim, OG, is getting closer and closer. Ephraim is getting closer. Time to get busy. Time to all to put up or shut up, man. All the talk, all the coaches going back and forth. It's time. It's time. This time next week, we all gonna be glued to the television with the good Lord's will. So let's get into this, John. Let's get right into this. Let's look at our offense versus Florida State's defense. Now, we all know Florida State went 2-10 last year.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. 2-10. They supposed to be re-energized on the defensive end. They got pass rushes, these transfer pass rushes. Deontay McCray, Demont Diggs, whatever his name is, James Williams, all these different transfer guys. They got these pass rushes. They got a defensive tackle in Darnell Jackson. He a dog now. Now he's a dog. He a big old boy down in the middle in that 3-3-5 stack that they play. They got a new coach coming in from Nebraska, that Tony White dude. That 3-3-5 stack is his thing. Yep. You know, he loves to play a lot of defensive backs. He loves to put pressure and bring a lot of stunts, a lot of weird blitzes. Let's look at our offense versus their defense first. Their defense was bad last year. Now, my question to you, John, is, was it bad because their offense was so bad? We all know the defense and offense marries each other. We know that, right? You can't have one great without the other one suffering, blah, blah, right? Was the defense bad because the offense was so bad, or was the defense bad just because it was bad? They got some dogs over there in Darnell Jackson and them boys. What do you expect to see from Florida State's defense against our offense with a new quarterback and a new offensive coordinator?
I normally don't say this type of thing, but I have to. Last year, the defense wasn't bad because of the offense, and the offense wasn't bad because of the defense. They were both horrible.
Yes.
Right? So There was no you put that person in a bad situation. I do think there's a couple things working against Florida State this year. The one positive they have is they did come in and they brought in some transfer help right on that defensive line, which was much needed. There's no doubt about it. But the two things, in my opinion, you have working against you is you have Richard Young, you have Daniel Hill, you have A.K. Deere, you have Dre Washington, and then you have a 3-3-5 defense, which, in my opinion, 4-2-5 and 3-3-5, especially 3-3-5, tends to struggle against a bigger offensive line with a running back that's capable of having a little bit of vision, right? So I think you're going to see a lot of Richard Young, and you're going to see a lot of running, especially out of Ryan Grubb now coming in and putting his installs in on this package and all this stuff. And if you know him from Washington, you know what I mean, and farther back to Fresno, Sioux Falls, all that good stuff, you know he's typically about 55-45 when it comes to run to pass. I know a lot of people will say, well, he sets up the run through the pass. Washington, not so much. When he has a stud at running back, that tends to not be the case. I think the second thing you have working against you for sure is your defensive backfield got no better. And your defensive backs last year was absolutely atrocious. So you take Ryan Williams and then you install Jeremy Bernard with another year. You bring in Isaiah Horton, Latier Brooks, right? Rico Scott, Cole Adams. Everybody wants to forget about Derek Meadows. Like, we are so deep in that wide receiver room. I don't understand how a defensive backfield that Florida State has, and no, I'm trying not to disrespect them, but you don't have the talent to slow these dudes down. If Ty Simpson, he doesn't have to be super accurate. If Ty Simpson can just make the right reads, I think we'll be fine. That's the one thing that's keeping me from, like, I don't want to say this is going to be a complete blowout from that end, but I feel like if their crowd can't keep them at least close in the first quarter, I think there's a potential that Ty Simpson's going to come out and he's going to enter himself into about 350 yards in game one. And people are going to start paying attention to him real quick. And he is a dual threat quarterback out of Martin, Tennessee. He was a 5-star, guys. He is a very fast. He's not Jalen Milroe fast, but how many people can say they're Jalen Milroe fast, right? That's like saying you're Lamar Jackson fast, right? So it's pretty similar. So yes, he's a very quick dual threat quarterback, but he also can throw the ball 70 yards, right? He's an accurate quarterback. So I don't know. I want to give Florida State a chance in this, but at the same time, your dudes have been talking the SHIT, bro. So yes. No, like, I'm not going to give you that respect, I guess, at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, it's time to put up or shut up. And you best believe if Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb, and Kane Womack have any sense, which I know they do, they're stapling all those comments, all of those question marks about why are you number 8 in the poll? Why are you number 8 in the AP poll? Yeah. Thomas Castellano, this dude got benched by Bill O'Brien at Boston College, and he's talking that mess to you. And like you said, Coach Sean, you don't lose to Vandy, you don't lose to Oklahoma. That probably doesn't happen. Right. But it did at the end of the day. So I'm just excited to see this game go down. I think it could be a game that re-energizes Alabama, not just the players, the fans, to be like, okay, this is what Alabama, the standard should look like, right, at the end of the day. So
facts. All facts, man. I can tell you this. From looking at it, these guys are coming into this season. Last year, these guys at the end of the season were giving up. They were ranked 106th in the nation in rushing defense, and they were allowing 201 passing yards a game, which put them in the bottom 10 nationally. So they weren't very good last year. They weren't very good statistically last year. Now they got a lot of people back, true enough. They got a lot of transfer guys coming in. Now I'll tell you this: the Darnell Jackson kid can play. That kid can start at Bama right now. He was that good at defensive tackle. And they got a corner kid named Jeremiah Wilson. He's about it. He was from Houston. The kid can play. You know what I mean? They saying he's gonna be a first round corner. They got a few pieces on that defense that can play, man. Let's and Nick, I got you covered, my brother. I got your back. I'm gonna star your comment right there so I won't forget it. They got some pieces that can play, man. Right? Can they put it together? Who knows? This is what I can tell you. Mike Norvell with Jordan Travis, with Jordan Travis, is 29-9. Without Jordan Travis, he's 4-19. This is what I can tell you. These are the facts. The truth is in the details, right? And the bottom line is these guys are gonna have to face us the first game of the season without Jordan Travis. Now, this quarterback has the same skill set as far as what they like to do. We all know Gus Malzahn was his mentor. They got Bama as a 13.5-point favorite. And they got Deuce Robinson. They got a very, very outstanding young man who transferred from USC, and Deuce Robinson. Now, as far as our offense versus their defense, obviously in a 3-3-5, I'm sure there'll be multiple, but their base may be 3-3-5. If that's the case, and they line up with that type of personnel in front of our front five offensive linemen, I hope that we don't try to throw it around the field. I hope that we come out and pound the football and make these guys, because you got to have some active linebackers to play that defense and be effective. I hope Alabama comes out and establishes itself in the run game. Very, very, very physical. Especially with that defensive front we're facing. Now, when you flip it around and look at Alabama's defense versus Florida State's offense, Florida State has Deuce Robinson. That kid is a go-getter. They say in practice, this kid has been going up and getting everything. And don't forget, not only do they have Deuce Robinson, but they also have Tennessee transfer Squirrel Wright.
Yeah, Squirrel.
Squirrel Wright is a monster. He gave us issues. They have Roy Dale over there who missed a lot of time with injury last year. But Roy Dale is going to be motivated for this game. This will be his last college football season. I know it seems like he's been in college for 6-7 years, but this will be Roy Dale's last year in college. Please believe that kid is going to be motivated to go against not only the team that he transferred from, but his home state football team. Do not take Florida State lightly, man. Do not take them lightly. And I say that only because Squirrel is a monster, man. Get that kid. Gus knows how to get people the ball in space very, very well. Deuce Robinson is a monster. They got a running quarterback. Don't forget, every time we faced the running back quarterback last year, it seemed like we struggled. This is the first game of the season, right? So a lot of rabbits get pulled out of hats on these first games. Jared, what's up, Jared? Good to see Jared. Hadn't seen Jared for a minute, man. Says, Coach Sean, is it possible to fan fund your channel? If not, can it be so in the future? Yeah, it can be, Jared. I just didn't do the fan funder thing yet, Jared, because I got to get in the rhythm of coming on here all the time. I'm very, very active with my daughter and all her sports, man. So some days I may not even get to come on. So I didn't want to be taking people's money and not upholding my end of the bargain to be on here consistently, right? But you know what, brother? When I get both my feet on the ground, I can do this consistently. I would definitely get into that kind of thing, man. But thank you for even asking, and thank you even more for even being interested in that, man. I'm very appreciative of you guys, man. I just enjoy sitting on here talking football. I got into this talking football, bro. That is the minimum ground level thing I enjoy. I didn't get into this for subscribers, for money. I started calling Kyle and Show and Mick Show way back in the day when Kyle and them was with Andrew Bone, way back with Stephen M. Smith, and Justin Smith was together. I was just calling the show because I enjoy football. I love this game. I love teaching it. That's all I got into it for. I didn't get into it for none of this other stuff, right? But now that I'm becoming a little more consistent with it, man, I definitely will do that here in the near future. And I thank you, Jared, for even being interested in that, man. Jared with the $20 super chat. I appreciate you, brother, more than you know, man, for real. Yeah, so, these guys are going to be motivated, John. They're going to be motivated. They got some pieces over there, man. And Gus Malzahn understands how to coach that offense. Now, how do you feel about their offense with Gus Malzahn as the offensive coordinator, with Deuce Robinson, with transfer Squirrel Wright, with Roy Dale Williams, with another young running back who was a monster, with a couple of offensive linemen that are back? How do you feel about their offense going against our defense?
That's where I feel like they're much. I mean, don't get me wrong, the defensive line is going to be much improved, but I feel like their offense is going to be a little bit more consistent this year. Mm-hmm. So if there's ever a chance for Florida State to really make a statement, right, to even try to pull something out, because at the end of the day, I love what somebody said earlier. They said, Alabama shouldn't take no teams lightly. No, because Look at Vanderbilt. Look at Oklahoma. You can't take these teams lightly or think you can, because last year was the proof in the pudding you can't. But at the end of the day, I think that Castellanos, look, he came out, talked his trash. He backed it up and said, look, it's because I wanted to re-energize my team. I want to give them confidence and stuff like that. So, am I going to hate on him as an Alabama fan? Of course. If I'm a Florida State fan, I would want to see that, right? So you want a confident quarterback. Now, some of the stuff you don't want to paint a target on you and the team. But I feel like coaches can kind of spin it to do that anyways, no matter what they say in a sense. But I do like Deuce. I like Squirrel. Obviously, I like Squirrel. When he was at Tennessee, he's just that guy that he reminds me a lot of Hunter Renfrow from the facts that he's going to be consistently like nagging you, right? He's the guy that's just poking you in the eyeball with his finger. Yeah. And that Squirrel, man, Hunter Renfrow was that way. It felt like he spent 19 years right at Clemson. Like that dude just would never go away. One of the most clutch dudes ever, it feels like. But no, and Deuce is obviously a baller. Like I said, Castellanos is not a bad quarterback. I don't think he's probably a bad quarterback. Of course, I'm sitting here talking trash as a fan. But look, at the end of the day, Mike Norvell, he brought him in for a reason. Jordan Travis, DJ, these dudes have not panned out for Mike Norvell. And Mike Norvell, he was one quarterback away from going to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, like, you don't lose Jordan Travis. We could be talking about something completely different right now, but we're not. In another interesting point to this is if Mike Norvell, let's just say this does happen. I don't see it happening, but if this man goes like 2-10 again or 3-9, I mean, had we ever seen a downfall of a program or a head coach from should have probably made the playoffs to being fired 2.5 to 3 years later?
Facts.
Like that's another storyline that people are going to be following here, because Florida State doesn't exactly have a hard schedule, but it's definitely not easy. They play 4 top 25 teams. As a matter of fact, when you bring up the schedule, they play Alabama right first week, obviously. Then they play East Texas A&M, which I've personally never heard of. Kent State, Virginia, then number 10 Miami at home, Pitt, Stanford, Wake Forest, then at number 4 Clemson, Virginia Tech at home, at NC State, then at Florida in the Swamp, which if Lagway's healthy, that's not going to be. You know what I mean? Like that could be another game. So no, they don't have the toughest schedule in the world, but at the same time, man, if Florida starts losing games like they did last year and it just keeps rolling, like they just come apart, and I hope they don't, Mike Norvell could be, I don't know, in a bad situation really quick. In a pretty down ACC, by the way. ACC is not a powerhouse. So
Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing. Introducing my broski, he needs really no introduction, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just like doing this because I think it's fun, right? Shout out to the broski, B Sharp.
What's going on, man? What's going on, everybody?
What's up, B Sharp? Man, my daughter here about to cook me.
She about to see everybody up in here. John, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Brensky?
Look like you're working hard over there, brother.
Bro, you see these bags underneath my eyes, man?
I know.
I've really been sleeping, man. So. Yeah, putting in the work for the season starts.
No, I'm already know.
To my brother Patriot Life, man. $10 super chat from my broski from another Moski again. Patriot Life says, going to eat, everyone. Have a good evening. Much love and roll tide. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, my brother, as always, man. From much love from me to you, man. From us to you, man. Rob with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Patriot Life, man. Be easy and holler at me, brother. Holler at me. Much love to my brother Rob, man. Always hooking us up, man. Much love to him for sure. Yeah, man. Listen, at the end of the day, man, I would love to come on here and be confident and say what I want to say, but I'm one of those superstitious football guys, right? Yeah. I was one of the ones who believe if I don't wear this shirt and we lost in that shirt, I ain't ever wearing that under my pads again. Yeah. No. I'm superstitious. I just can't help it. B Sharp, what me and John have been talking about strictly is how do you feel about right now? How do you feel about Florida State's offense versus Bama's defense? Now, mind you, before you answer, you got a quarterback that can run around, right? Mm-hmm. We struggled last year against most of the quarterbacks that could run around, right? They got 6'6", Deuce Robinson from USC. This kid can go up and get the ball. He's Caleb Odom-esque, but a little more polished than Caleb Odom, right? They got Squirrel Wright from Tennessee, who also gave us problems in space. They got Roy Dale coming off injury, who's also motivated to not only play against his former team, but his former home state. He knows everybody in his hometown going to be watching. He knows this. How do you feel about that team? First game of the season with Gus Malzahn going against us, their offense versus our defense.
Well, you already said it, man. With that running quarterback, I already thought that was going to be a problem, especially if they get things going early. Especially with Gus Malzahn being a coordinator. Then I ain't gonna lie, you just reminded me that they had Deuce Robinson, another one of those 5-star players that had his growth stunted at USC. Hopefully he can get it together with Florida State. Hopefully not against us though, but hopefully he can get things going back for his career. But he's going to be a problem because he's just 6'6", vertical threat, and he can. Of course, if they make it a 50-50 ball, it's not too many guys. Only guy we have that tall that can jump with him is Jajon Lee, that is physical like that. But man, yeah, Roy Dale back there in the backfield with that running quarterback, and you don't know which way they're going. Are they gonna RPO it to death? I can tell you that right now. So Alabama, I know they're gonna be ready. But I believe that our defense should be a lot better this year because of another year in the system with Kane Womack. So they should know what they should be. They should be a lot more comfortable. But we definitely have to treat this game like, oh, man, I froze. I didn't even know I froze.
I was going to say something like put some lipstick on you.
Oh, man, I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, I just looked down. I'm like, oh man, I'm not moving. But I'll fix it in a minute. But yeah, man, we definitely have to worry about Castellanos staying in the pocket. I feel like we can keep him in the pocket for the most part, even just running for his life for the most part. Yeah. And if he under duress the whole game, I feel like we'll definitely control the game easily. Because I don't feel like he can hurt us passing wise, not for real, but I know he can hurt us running wise. So, and I've seen he had a couple of games with Boston College last year where he did have a couple of good passing games, but I believe his defense is different. So we'll see.
Man, shout out to Huggy Beard, man. What's going on, Huggy, man? For sure, brother. Good to see you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Please, if you guys will, please continue to hit that like button on your way in. Roll Tide, Mimi. Thank you so much for tapping in, man. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, and see, and the thing about it is right here, Trout Panir took something that I was thinking about just a second ago. Norvell needs to go 75 or 8-4 to keep each other. So Florida State need this game just as well as we do. It's not even a question of we want to win. We all know that. That coach needs this win, right? And I will say that the Bama fan love affair will really come unraveled if we lose to a team like this, Florida State. Ooh. This is an important game for us, John, because we need to remind the world who Alabama is, man. We need to have one of those games where we come out and really, really, really put B2A. I'm talking about from hook to crook, from toe meets leather to the clock turns zero. What do you feel about the expectation of the world on Alabama going into this game?
You know, so you have to look at it from two separate points of views. I feel like that's fair. As an Alabama fan, of course, we're going to say we're the standard, right? We've been winning national championships since 1925, right? So since Frank Thomas and, Wade Wallace and all these other guys. So, I mean, from a fan standpoint, we know the history. So we know that the expectation, yes, do we expect Nick Saban type success? Most likely not. But do we expect to beat teams, once again, that we should beat with the talent we have, with the staff we have, with the AD we have, right? So I don't know if you could ask for anything better at this point out in front of you, or it'd be very hard to. So I think it's a very fair expectation, even on both sides, if you're on the outside looking in saying, yeah, Alabama isn't Alabama if we lose this game. And I think that's going to really, like you said, if Alabama loses this game, You think we saw the fans come unglued last year?
Yeah.
It will be a whole different mindset of coming unglued at that point. You're probably going to see a whole lot of. I would love to see a Kangaroo Black, God forbid, his channel being shut down. That would be one insane video if we lose that game, right?
Yeah.
So it would be rough to see, and I feel like at this point, as a Bama fan, Kalen DeBoer had his year, right? So okay, 9-4 total. Most wins by a head coach at Alabama ever for their first year.
Yeah.
I get that. That's great. But also, how often have you seen, somebody take over a program that went to the playoffs the previous year?
Yeah.
So, there's both sides of the coin here. But I think the expectations for Alabama is playoffs or bust. I don't think it's even an option at this point. Like, what would be the excuse? You have the experienced quarterback now. You have the experienced offensive line. Look at the defensive momentum from last year. I mean, come on now. It's time to put this together. Go 1-0 every week, right? In my fair expectation is no, I don't expect us to go undefeated this year. But 10-2, I think, is a pretty fair expectation to hold on Alabama.
Facts.
And you best believe winning against Florida State has to make that happen. So this is not a game we can lose.
Facts, man. I agree 1,000%. This is not a game, Alabama. I kind of hope and pray. My perfect wish would be we go in there and just put B2A.
Yeah.
Right. Like turn this thing ugly by the third. Have everybody turn the game off at third quarter. I'll be so happy with that. Yep. Shout out to Latoya, man. Latoya always setting it off, as she always does. Thank you, Latoya, again. I appreciate you. Appreciate you do what you do, Coach Sean. 7 sweet days till we roll tide. 100% Latoya. I couldn't have said it better myself. We're gonna be gathered back on this channel, or maybe B Sharp's channel or John's channel. One of our channels, we're gonna be about this time next week. We're gonna be packed in there, man, talking about what happened. And made a good times roll with that, man. Thank you, Latoya. I appreciate you more than you know. What's up, Katrina? Roll Tide to you, Keena Bina, Katrina. Everybody tapping in. Roll Tide to you all. Steven, everybody, man. Kim, Susan. What's up, Susan? Good to see you, girl. Thank you, Katrina. Appreciate you so much. Auburn picked up 4 or 5 stuff. Yeah, Auburn. Here lately, they picked up, they doing a little something here lately, man. It's about time, right, Susan? But little brother, we'll let him get a star too. We've stunted his growth a lot this year, it seems. So we'll let him get a little star too, man. Hopefully that'll help them get back to whatever they're trying to get back to, right, Susan?
No, I do got a question.
You good? You
go ahead. Sorry. So I got a question for you, Coach, and you, Brinsky. Is it possible that Hugh Freeze, can he be the guy if Norvell falls apart?
For
take over
Florida State?
Yeah. Or not Hugh Freeze, sorry. Gus. Sorry.
Hey man, listen, we saw what happened at Auburn. If Florida State, well, I don't know. Here's the thing. If you fire Norvell, that the only way I see them keeping Gus if the offense came out and just did absolutely outstanding.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they would have to do that.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, we saw it happen at Auburn, right? What you think about that, Brinsky?
He's playing.
Okay, B. Shaw must be getting his YouTube thing ready. So I don't know, man. I mean, I will say this: Gus has been a much better coordinator than he was a head coach.
Yeah.
We all know his offenses were always a problem. These guys go 100 miles per hour. They like to spread you out. Very similar to Tennessee, except Gus, I think, runs the ball. Gus like to run inside zone a little bit more. He's a fastball type guy. He loves to catch you out of, not allowing you to sub package. He loves catching you trying to sub players. You got to play with what you got on the field against this guy. So he's tough, man. B Sharp, John, we were all just talking about what happens if Florida State struggles this year and they fire Norvell. But what happens if the offense is not the reason? The offense plays well. Do you think they keep Gus and he could be the next guy up?
It felt like that when they hired him, man. It felt like that.
did.
That could be like they had their coaching waiting just in case
Yeah.
that if Norvell comes out there and stink up the joint, because pretty much Gus Malzahn's offense usually go all the time. I have never ever seen, even when they have bad season, they still have a good offense for the most part. And I felt like they rushed him out of Auburn for the most part. Like Auburn just try to have that Alabama standard for the most part.
Yeah.
And when I think he's pretty good coach for the most part.
Yeah.
But
I bet
and that offense is really, really good. It's worked all this time, and we've seen plenty of the guys, not even some of the biggest names being that offense. Not like, I'm not saying like a Nick Marshall is not a big name up in Auburn. I'm just saying like highly touted guys, but it can be lower level guys, and he can make them seem like they the most high ranked guys ever. But if Norvell come out there and stink up the joint this year, I really, really expect them to hire from within. That means recruits are not going nowhere because they're pretty much familiar with Gus Malzahn. So you don't have to go out there and get a whole nother staff. He'll probably change up a little bit, but for the most part, everybody already knows who's there, and you don't have to change up too much. So I can see that happening.
And Lisa Ross says she disagrees with what I'm talking about with experience. I mean, experience in the system. Like he knows the offense now, not experience in the field. Sorry.
Thing about this though is you know, don't look now, but Gus Malzahn, if you look at Hugh Freeze, Brian Harsin, and Gus Malzahn was the more successful coach at all three of them. At least they was going 8-4, 9-3, winning games. I mean, this guy had Alabama and Georgia back then. I think it was 2 weeks apart back then, you know, and he was complaining about it, I remember, but that's back when Alabama and Georgia was going back and forth winning national championships. What other team played the number 1 and then number 2 ranked team 2 weeks from each other? I mean, and he was still going 8-4, you know. I mean, we look at 8-4 as 8-4, but look at Auburn now. I mean, you know.
Wait, can I say something?
Sure.
I hope this doesn't offend people. Auburn is not Alabama. If your expectation is to be Alabama and you're Auburn, there's a reason why you're having to claim 9 national championships on Wikipedia now.
We going there?
There's a reason why you're retiring jerseys. It's because you can't build statues. There's a reason why you're Auburn and you're not Alabama, right? So if you're going 8-4 every year, be Texas A&M and be happy with going 8-4. And if you win one every 20, 30, 40 years, celebrate it like you haven't won one in 20, 30, or 40 years. And let's just move on, because at the end of the day, Auburn's not Alabama. They have never been Alabama. So let's stop pretending that, you know, the fans shouldn't have been happy with Tommy Tuberville consistently beating Alabama, but they fire the dude when he's winning 8-9 games every year. Yeah. It felt like, right? So I think sometimes some schools don't understand where your expectations should be at and where you're ultimately going to settle at. And that's Auburn. I'm sorry.
And I'll say this to add on to it. I feel you, Huggy. I do understand. But I'll say this, Huggy. You guys, Auburn has not had a coach that really made me bite my nails since Gus Malzahn left. Right? I knew when we played Gus, it's like, oh my God, I hope we got to stop with it. You know, this guy gonna run 90 plays a game. We ain't gonna be able to sub nobody. Oh my goodness. I just hadn't felt that since Gus left. I really hadn't. I wasn't worried with Brian Harsin, wasn't worried with Hugh Freeze. You know, I hate to sound that way, but when we played Gus, we knew we better have our business together. We better have our business together, man. You know, so I do understand, though, Huggy. I do get. I get both sides of the coin. I do. Latoya says they only hired Freeze because he beat Saban twice in a row. Yeah, back in the day at Ole Miss. What else has he done? That's facts. That's facts. I mean, you know, he played well. He coached well at Liberty, but other than that, who knows?
You know what else? You know what else is so funny about that, coach?
What's that?
When I think one of those wins when he beat Alabama, the very next week, it's kind of ironic. The very next week they lose to Vanderbilt. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
When he was at Ole Miss. So that's kind of crazy. Like you beat Alabama and then you lose to Vandy the next week.
Facts.
And can I reiterate it again? Auburn doesn't go out and get perennial coaches for a reason. Because they can't. Name the last time Auburn went out and got a coach from somebody. Name the last time a Notre Dame or an LSU or somebody else left that program because they wanted to go take over at Auburn. Plain and simple. I'm going to keep reiterating it. Sorry, Auburn fans. You're Auburn.
That's true. I can't so much love to Coach Carr, though, man. Big shout out to our brother, Coach Carr.
Coach Carl.
I'm saying big shout out to our broski from another Moski, Coach Carr. What's good, my broski? That's true, man. Huggy says, Coach, I'm shaking my head. I ain't typing my long ass response. But no, Huggy, I would like to know, considering of the last 3 coaches you guys have had, Gus, Harbin, and the present guy, Hugh Freeze. You mean to tell me you're more satisfied with the other 2 than Gus? Right? I mean, just asking from an Auburn's from that perspective.
I feel like, man, they ain't even give Harsin a chance.
No chance.
Right.
And then they like to talk bad about Harsin. The one thing, shout out to Tez, because me and Tez talked about this before. And like you getting these people from these places, and it's just like, oh, we got a guy from Boise State, and then he just did that at Boise State. I'm like, Chris Peterson was at Boise State. He did a great job. He was the one that put Boise on the map. And if history serves me correctly, Nick Saban, when he was at Michigan State, when he took the LSU job, he wasn't nothing to scream about. He was like, oh, he's just a guy from Michigan State.
Yeah,
he just has that one upset win against Ohio State was a big win, but that was about it for his Michigan State career. I'm like, man, you have to put these guys in certain situations where they have the money, they have the players. Like, we know you're not going to make a powerhouse at Michigan State. We know you're not going to make a powerhouse at Blue Mountain State. You're not gonna. You got to go to these big teams. That's why you see like the Alabamas, the Texas, the Clemsons, the Ohio States, the Michigans, the USCs, the big brand teams. You see this. It's much harder to build a contender each and every year when you don't have that type of backing.
Yeah.
So. Yes, man. Auburn didn't give this guy like no chance whatsoever. And it bothers me when you just really look at it like, oh, they're like, oh, he's not recruiting. I'm like, man, it's only his second. It wasn't even barely his second year when they got him out of there.
It wouldn't happen to the season.
I'm like, come on. Like, okay. Now, what are you going to now the excuse now? This is why I believe Hugh Freeze is on the hot seat right now. You consistently getting these top class. The only thing, and I would take this to my grave, the only reason he didn't get fired last year because that recruiting class was so good and he did great in the state. That is it. That is the only thing that saved his job. Because if they would have fired him, them players would have went somewhere else more than likely. But if he goes out there and he does not win a certain amount of games, I don't even know what that is at number. I'm gonna say 8 is at the bare minimum.
Yeah,
he will be out the door.
You're right.
Then you got to play. What would be your excuse?
There wouldn't be.
Chime in on what Lisa said. Lisa said Auburn is a very strange, and I hope Huggy sees this. I'd like to get Huggy's opinion as well. Lisa says Auburn is a very strange mix of arrogance and aptitude. A clan that actually believes in trees. Do you think Auburn of late is a mixture of arrogance and aptitude? B. Shaw?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love knowing words. I have never heard that word in my life.
Ineptitude?
Yes. Please, somebody tell me what that means.
Ineptitude.
I am in
self-serving individual.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, of course. But they can say that about us too. So
Yeah.
I think everybody
At least
has.
Bama winning though, right?
Oh yeah. But Auburn is just, I don't know, man. They just weird. They just weird people down there. Of course, they definitely self-centered. Of course, they just think being mediocre is cool all the time.
Yeah.
Well, now that's what I said, man. They just little brothers to us. They have a little brother mentality. I don't expect nothing more, nothing less from Auburn.
Can I point something out?
Yeah, go ahead, John. Shout a double L and shout to Christian Hughes. Go ahead.
Auburn claimed a national championship in 1958 when they were on probation for cheating. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm on Auburn one today for some reason. I don't know why. But I think a video needs to be made about that.
Yeah, and also I'm so glad you put that one up, Coach Sean.
And you hear what J. Mims just said?
Making decisions in the program.
Yeah,
that right there.
Speak on
the old saying is too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just too many chefs in the kitchen. Like that's one of the main problems with Auburn. No, that is the problem with Auburn. Too many people with big pockets. I'm talking about deep pockets, making all the decisions. It just need to be, you need to make this person your guy. He made the decision, but a lot of these people with money don't like people telling them what to do or whatnot. So a lot of them, it's an ego thing, I feel like, in a lot of ways. A lot of them just don't want to get out of the way. They want to feel like I got to be the one to get the credit. I got to be the one to get the credit. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter how much money they make. They just don't feel fulfilled unless they get that win on the field on a Saturday. It reminds me of a documentary that I'm love watching right now. This Dallas Cowboys documentary with Jerry Jones and the 90s Cowboys. And you see that Jerry Jones is the problem.
Yeah.
You just can't get out the way and just accept, like, you can't be a Robert Kraft and just be like, oh man, I can play the background, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, get the thing. It just got to be about me. It got to be about me. That's the problem with Auburn. Yeah. And then this whole thing about claiming national championships, I'm so glad that you brought it up.
B-Shaw, you got to explain this to me, because I'm just now reading about that. I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was trolling, right? Explain to me what these guys are doing now, because I thought somebody was, but it's actually a thing. What exactly is going on with that, man?
I know Jonathan can probably explain it better than me, but from what I'm seeing, man, they just taking claim to just national championships that they really can. Like, I know everybody tried to take claim. It was a thing of college football before the BCS era. Like, sometimes it was just like, okay, this team is the best team in the country, but we really didn't necessarily have a national championship to go off of. But
so
what was that year Auburn, like? Oh, it was after the 92 season, because that's Alabama's with Ronald Curry on board. Why I say Ronald Curry?
Talking about 04 when Auburn went undefeated and then Oklahoma played USC.
Man, listen here. Not the 03 team, but the 93 team of Auburn. They was on probation. They couldn't even go to a postseason game. How the hell are you gonna take claim to something that you couldn't even go to? You can't even go to a postseason. That's the first problem. And then two, anybody with common sense will admit that 04, look, listen here, 04 Auburn team got screwed out of the national championship. I would take that to my grave. But I'm telling you right now, it was not a team in the world that was beating that 04 USC team. Matter of fact, the 03 USC team went into Auburn and beat their ass 23-0 in their own house. So you telling me, and that wasn't even a strong Reggie Bush, a strongest Matt Liner, or a strong Lindell White. So they got a whole lot better the very next year, and you expect Auburn to come in there and beat them? Wasn't nobody beating them. And you see how they did Oklahoma, and you want to take claim to that? Why? Because you went undefeated? You were not going to beat them.
Big shout out to the broski who just tapped in. My brother, everybody's brother, Coach Carl. What's good, Coach?
What's going on, brother?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm sitting inside a hotel room. I'm over here in the ATL trying to take care of some business with my grandpa. So I got all this stuff going on inside the hospital. So I got me a hotel room. I'm chilling in the hotel. And I saw y'all on. I seen the link. I jump on, man. I'm trying to ease my mind for about 20 minutes or so. Then I'm gonna run back over here to the hospital. How y'all doing tonight?
Man, we doing good, Coach.
Good.
Man, my boy Huggy Beard. I love when we get Huggy Beard riled up, man. That make for a good show right there, man. My broski Huggy Beard. That's the broski right there, man. So, Coach Carl, since you hopped on, be sharp, laid it out as straight as you possibly can lay it, right? Let me hit you with this, Coach Carl. Before I ask you about Florida State, these championships that Auburn is claiming, right? Do you see any validity to this? Or is this just another let's keep up with Alabama thing? What is it?
Man, what Auburn is doing is a lot of people don't think about it, man. Auburn has a lot of negative attention going on with the program right now. So what Auburn doing is capturing attention. They using things to bring the eyes back on Auburn instead of eyes leaving Auburn. So what they started doing, kind of like, Matt Moscato was doing with LSU crowd. He'll throw some stuff out there, they get a whole lot of Alabama fan reacting to it. So what they're doing is they're building the ways to get the tension back on Auburn. They claiming these national titles, knowing that us podcasters, the TV show hosts, ESPNs of the world, gonna start talking about Auburn again in a different light around all the negativity that's swerving around them. Man, we know Auburn don't have those damn national championships. Like Brisket just said, how you gonna damn claim a championship when you was on probation? You couldn't even go to a damn game, so you can't claim something that you won. They always hang their head on for a long time about that 2004 Auburn team that went undefeated. Like Brisket said again, you wouldn't beat Reggie Bush. Nobody in the country was beating Reggie Bush at that time.
Bro.
The next year, they had to run them against Texas, and Texas beat them on a Vince Young miraculous touchdown run. Other than that, wasn't nobody beat USC in those days. So what Auburn doing, man, is just trying to bring some more attention to Auburn, and they get people like us to talk about them.
You might be right, man. I was just wondering because I saw the headline, John, but I didn't really think it was serious. Shout out to our brother Bishop Frank, though, man. Much love to Bishop Frank and our OU homies over there, Jason, Bishop Frank, all the OU brothers and sisters over there, man. Much love to you guys, man. I believe Crimson says they just being loud and stupid like always, getting attention in the can before they go out to Texas and lose to Baylor. So let me do this, chat. Let me do this. Everybody in the chat. B2A Nation. Let me take the other side of it for content. You know what I'm saying? Let me just take the other. We just gonna pose an argument. That's what makes good content, right? So if I'm an Auburn fan, let's just say I'm with Huggy B Sharp, and I say, okay, you say they would have beat us. They were a great team, right? USC was a great team that year. Well, what if I say I feel like we was a great team? I feel like Cadillac would have ran on them boys. What if I say I don't feel like they played nobody that ran from a tailback spot like Auburn did? Sure, we know Vince Young was awesome. But what if I feel like Jason Campbell could have did something against that secondary? What if I say that? Would that pose a logical football argument?
No. Let me take that from B. Shaw. Real quick, Coach Sean. Mm-hmm. No, because we saw the year before USC come into Auburn and beat the stank out of them with the same exact team.
Say Jason Campbell was not very experienced. What if I say Jason Campbell?
It don't matter. They have nothing for Reggie Bush.
Okay, so if y'all gonna say that, then we got to hold the Vanderbilt loss over this year. Then we saw Vanderbilt beat you. What does that mean this year?
Vanderbilt beat us because we had nothing for Diego Pavia in that wicked ass offense. Thanks. Just like Auburn had nothing for USC in that defense that they brought against Jason Campbell and Cadillac William running Brown. They had no answer. They had no answer for Reggie Bush, period, because Reggie Bush was out there yo-yoing with the whole team. So and nobody in college football had an answer for Reggie Bush at that point. So my thing is, how are we gonna say Auburn could have stopped Reggie Bush a year after with the same defense, and Reggie Bush was a year better? USC offense was a whole year older, a whole year better. Matt Leinart was better. Lindell White was better. So that team got better. Only team that stopped that team was nobody. Was themselves because they scored just about every single time they touched the ball against Texas. Texas just got the ball last. The last person with the ball won the game. And we all said that as fans back then. Whoever get the ball last is gonna win the game because these defenses are not gonna be able to stop neither one of the two teams. So what make us think that Auburn would have scored enough points to beat USC? I just don't see that happening because Auburn offense wasn't as dynamic as USC's. They just had two running back and one good receiver at that point, which was being Obama do, and then they still had Devin Roma should do, but the Roma should do wasn't all that good at that point. So he was working back into the fold.
Matter of fact, Coach Carl, the team that you talking about, that's not even the 04 team. That's the 05 team.
Yeah, the 05
so
team.
we talking about a juggernaut at this point. Think about 03. 03, they were good. 04, they were great. 04, they was a juggernaut. The only problem is they had a Vince Young in Texas problem.
In Texas.
The only reason they lost that game is because Lindell White got stopped on a 4th and 1. That's the only reason. He get that one more yard. If he get 2 yards, they're national champ. 3 times national champs.
3 times national champion, yeah.
Auburn was not going to beat that team. They were nowhere near that team. Not even close. Not even offensively. Not even defensively. They had a great defense now. I love Carlos Rogers. I love Quentin Grove. Matter of fact, Junior Rose Green. A lot of those guys were great players. That's why I said that Auburn team got screwed out of a national championship.
Carlos Rogers and all of them, man, you know, they was good ass team, but they just weren't beating USC.
They just weren't beating USC, and that's okay to say, man. It's just like the same thing. Like we were loaded when we played LSU. We got Judy, we got Ruggs, we got Smitty, we got Tua, we got Pat Surtain, we got Diz, we got Xavier McKinney, we got all those guys. But guess what?
Being Joe Burrow.
We were not going to beat LSU that year, and we were the only team. Think about all those names I just named. Out of all those games LSU played, the only single-digit game that they had the whole year was against Alabama. The only single-digit win that they had all year was against us. It's okay to say that and live with it. It's all right. Now, I'm not going to just act like Alabama. Alabama claimed some national championships, and I know Clint brought it up on the channel the other day, and he was saying that one of them that we don't deserve. And I'm like, it don't matter. You can take away all the claimed ones for all I care. But the ones that the NCAA say that we won, them the ones I really go by. I don't go by the ones that that they say we claim or whatever, however that thing works. But I know in my lifetime, I seen 6 of them things already in person. Auburn's still trying to catch up.
You gotta understand this. You gotta understand this, Brinsky. With the one they say we claim, they wasn't claimed. They was appointed national championship by college football coaches, college football fans. They were never claimed. They was all appointed, so they count.
AP coaches poll. That's so the big misconception, because people talk about this all the time. Like, how can you claim? Basically, at some point, you did have 2 teams claiming a championship in the same year throughout. You know what I mean? The 40s, 50s, and 60s. It's because depending on, because like the Rose Bowl, an SEC team could never make the Rose Bowl, right? So there was always these stipulations. That's why there was an AP poll and a coaches poll, right? So you have 2 different recognized championships. So most of the time, they just picked the same one, but there was nothing saying that your team couldn't claim that, right, at the same time. Now, would it be ridiculous? Of course. And there was one I thought was ridiculous that Alabama claimed. And there was one also, the year Notre Dame beat them, we didn't claim, and we did go undefeated. So there's 2 sides of that coin as well. But that's a whole different argument for 20 more minutes.
Big shout out to Kangaroo Black, man. Big shout out to KB, man. Much love, KB, bro. We always putting in prayers in for you and your page, man. Didn't think that was right. I gave my spiel on that, you know, at the highest degree I could without getting my own channel boomed with what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? Much love to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? God don't like ugly. You see, you got your channel back, and God don't like ugly to the haters. You know what I'm saying? Haters can't keep you down, boy. You know what I'm saying? So glad you got your page back, bro. You deserve it, man. We're gonna continue to support as we always have. Now, before we flip back to Florida State, what if I tell now I get my years mixed up with this USC. I just remember the year they won. If I remember, you may have to Google this, John, to see. They played two really good running game team back then, Cal, and I think it was Virginia Tech the first game, and they almost beat that team, right? If I remember, Virginia Tech, it was like 24-10, or 24-17, or 24. Just check it for me.
You're talking about USC, right?
Yes, Virginia Tech almost beat that team, and Cal almost beat that team. And they had two of the top running games in the country, and they didn't face no other team with a running back downhill rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Google it for me to make sure I ain't getting my years mixed up.
I thought it was 2004, right? Yeah. So like,
I remember Virginia Tech almost beat them, and Cal
almost beat them in 04.
That famous Bush push, man.
Yeah,
that's the
I
game.
remember Virginia Tech was running right at them and almost beat them, bro. Right? So if I'm an Auburn fan, which I'm clearly not, what if I say we had two of the top 5 running backs in the country on the same team? If all we got to do is do what we've been doing, sure, they beat us the year before. Jason Campbell's first year starting. Well, this another year. A la LSU. Joe Burrow sucked 1 year. The next year, look at that. Jaden Daniels sucked 1 year. Look at the next year. What if I tell you we would have played keep away 12 person? Well, in that case, they wouldn't run. They was running a straight up eye backfield. And we would have gave them a better game than anybody they played all season. What if I would have told you that? And our defense was about it that year. Way better than the year before. We was middle of the road the year before, right? Had one of the best passing defenses in the country that year. What if I would have told you that? You know what I'm saying? I remember that Cal game. They couldn't stop them. They couldn't stop Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech turned the ball over and ended up beating them. You know what I mean? But it was a close game, if I remember. If I remember, Virginia Tech played their ass real close, and Cal did too.
Every national championship team has one of those games. We had it against Tennessee in 2009. Everybody runs against that team like, man, we just got to get up out of here. Sometimes it's just some people's day. And if Auburn say they got two of the top 5 running backs in the country, guess what? USC got 2 of the top 5 running backs in the country too. Lindale White was not no slouch, and Reggie Bush is Reggie Bush for a reason. He just made his legendary mark, like cemented that forever in 2005 with his Heisman. But man, Auburn was not going to beat them. We can play this. Man, they did this against this game. I hate when we even do this. Like, oh, look what y'all did in this game. Look what we did this team that game. Different schemes, different game plans, different day. Guys just play different on different days. Like, oh, somebody can be like, oh, I locked up Kobe for 20 points this game and you gave up 40 points. Guess what? That's still Kobe Bryant at the end of the day. He's not going to be good every night. He's not going to have the best shooting night every night, but that's still Kobe Bryant. So, man, I never like to play that game. I like to see what you did against that team when y'all lined up. And I've seen what USC did. They didn't play them on a neutral site. They didn't play them at home. They went into SEC country and beat Auburn on their field and didn't allow 1 point with that same Jason Campbell, with that same Ronnie Brown, with that same Cadillac Williams.
23-0.
But what if I say that was the year before? That was a lot of their first year start. What if I tell you the next season we had a much more mature team? You know what I mean? A much more mature. If I remember that Auburn team, they had a very good defense that next season too. What if I say, sure, everything you say is great, right? What if I tell you that I do believe that Auburn would have ran the ball on that defense because their defensive front wasn't all that? You know what I mean? What if I tell you they secondary wasn't all that? Sure, they had the emphatic offensive stars, great quarterback, flashy, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to see the game myself. I wish I could have saw it. I wish I could have seen it, me personally. I don't remember much about both teams. I just remember that same Reggie Bush year that I'm thinking about, I don't know if it's 04, 05. I remember UCLA almost beat them because they could run the ball. Every team that ran, it wasn't no one game they almost lost. It was like 3 of them that they almost got beaten. It was all the teams that ran right at them. That's what I remember. Everybody that played offense with them, score. They always smattered. I remember if you had to Google it, I remember UCLA, Cal, Virginia Tech. I can't remember who else was
They
it.
didn't play. I just looked at the schedule. They didn't play Virginia Tech. They played West Virginia.
So I might be thinking another year. I might be thinking of 04, 05. The year I'm thinking about, they almost lost UCLA, Cal, and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was the first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
So that game that you talking about with Oregon State, the one that played them hard, that 2004 game, that Oregon State game and Cal. But those are basically, rivalry game for USC. So I mean, no rivalry game, everybody gonna get up and play. And then at that point, man, USC was the top dog in college football. So everybody gave USC their best game. It's like back then, USC was Alabama now. USC had everything pumping and jumping. Everybody wanted to play USC, wanted to beat USC. And then USC fell off. Nick Saban came in, Bama took over. And then Bama became the standard of college football. Everybody started holding us sign, we want Bama. But we never seen signs say we want USC, but everybody want Bama. So Bama became the standard of football. But in those days, man, everybody was going out there playing USC because they knew USC brought in a crowd. It's going to be primetime TV. You're going to sell out the tickets. You got Reggie Bush coming to town. Reggie Bush coming out of high school was a highlight reel. He probably got one of the best highlight films you ever wanted to watch coming out of high school. So we knew what he was about. His freshman year, put up astronomical numbers. His sophomore year, he did all types of things. Then in junior year, the dude was unbelievable, man, running 100 miles out down the field, stopping on the middle of the damn on a dime, and then cut back across field. He was doing things, man, that we had never seen before. So USC was the team to watch. So they're gonna give you gonna get their best, man. Auburn, I think Auburn would have had a better showing against USC in 2005. I just don't think they would have beat them because Jason Cameron was the reason why they really couldn't move the ball anyway. Because Cadillac and Running Brown moved the ball, they just couldn't do nothing on third down. Even though Cameron was better, we did see Cameron struggle a lot still on third down.
So are we talking about, Coach, because I had to look it up. In 04, USC had the #1 rushing defense in the nation, only allowing 1.8 yards per carry.
Yeah, I must be thinking about that. Who did they play for? This will tell me all I need to know. Google that schedule and see who they play the first game of the season. I can remember.
They played Virginia Tech.
They did play Virginia. So is that the same season they played?
The 04 team played
Cal, I think
they played Virginia Tech the very first game. The next game, like they played Virginia Tech, the score was 24-13.
Yes, I remember that.
I'm just looking at the close one. Stanford was 31-28. Cal was ranked number 7 in the country. That game was close, 23-17.
I remember that.
It was number 5. No, that was a blowout.
I think it was UCLA. No,
UCLA, that was a close one, 29-24.
So that's the year I'm thinking about.
Yeah, but that's a rivalry game. If we comparing rivalry game, we know how rivalry games can go.
That same year, every team that had a top, you said their defense was ranked. I remember this. Every team that had a decent running game ran the ball on them. Now they won the game. Look at the teams he just said. I remember this. Virginia Tech. I remember Virginia Tech running the ball on them, or opposing some threat with a running game. I remember this because they played them very, very well. If it's the same year they played Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech total. See here, Virginia Tech total yards was 141. Or is that? Hang on. So they had the '1 run. I don't know how this is broken down. Okay,
I remember this, man, because I remember that year because Matt Leinart won the Heisman in like 03 or let me get Coach Carl back up. Okay, Coach, my bad. Because Matt Leinart won the Heisman, and then Reggie won it the very next year, I believe, if I can remember. Matt won it first, and then Reggie won it the next year, and everybody was thinking that Reggie wasn't going to win it because they thought Matt because Matt was a candidate even the year after he won it. And
Yeah.
everybody was saying they was going to split the votes at USC and it was going to hurt them instead of. So I used to watch that team I just remember UCLA could run the ball. I remember the teams that ran the I backfield, 12 and 11 personnel, played them tough, right? But these teams like Vince Young and them that were just gonna score 100 miles. That was their game. Track meets. That you couldn't beat that team in no fucking track meet. And that's not the question. Just like Brinsky said, it was impossible. I personally would like to see in that game, me myself. But when you talk about claiming national championships, now that I was wanting to Brinsky to explain that, John, because I read about it, but I didn't understand. I promise you, I thought it was somebody trolling, somebody just joking, making a joke or something like that. I didn't even think it was real, right?
Yeah.
But,
So the whole claim thing it's a complicated thing to look at because it depends on if you're looking at the AP poll, it depends on if you're looking at the coaches poll, because back then, once again, different parts of the country laid claim to different national champions at times, right? So there was only 3 times, I believe 3 times before 92, maybe 92 included, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section for everybody listening. I believe it was only 3 times where Alabama was the consensus for both to be the national champion. It was very rare that you had both, you know what I mean, having that national championship in the same year. So you usually had a different one, right? So the only skewed years I look at when I look at college football is World War II, right? Because we had so many people drafted. Same thing for the Vietnam, right? So drafts, so the Army, the Navies, all that stuff was built up because that's when Army won a lot of theirs, right? So it's very misconstrued. Like I would have to actually write out what I would have to like say to elaborate the national championship structure through the years because it's changed so many times, right? So that's my worry is fans. I'm tired of having to learn a new system, right? So the BCS system, even then you go to the 4 team, then the 8 team, then the 12 team, and now the 16 team. Now we're moving to 9 conference games. Like there's just so much to this crap. Like I get it. It's easy to stake claim to something, but can we just settle on something and be good for a little while?
Yeah, man, I agree. It's all over the place. College football is starting to become, and it's probably been this way, but it's starting to really, really, really become all about the money. Let me get Coach Carl on this real quick. Coach Carl, Brinsky told me his spiel, and so did John. I want to know what you think about this, man. Mike Norvell is 29-9 with Jordan Travis. Without Jordan Travis, he's 4-19. I want to know what you think our defense looks like against their offense. Now, before you think about it, this offense does have Castellanos, a black dude with an Italian last name, right? So, you know, he kin to Paul Castellanos, I guess. I don't know. But I want you to know they got Deuce Robinson.
I just realized that. Hey, that's
the
crazy.
Italian, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he, you know, they got Deuce Robinson. This kid is Caleb Odom on steroids, not real steroids. That's just a slogan, right? 6'6", can go up and catch the ball. They got Squirrel Wright from Tennessee, who gave us problems in space at Tennessee. And they got him motivated coming off injury, Roy Dale Williams. You know what I'm saying? I know Trevor Purnell, I know, right? I had to clean that up or somebody can snip that and say I said something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about that, man, and it's the first game of the season, you know just as well as I, if not better than I, how these first games can go. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know what you think about that. In their home stadium, tie, crowd noise, on the road, right? Tony White, 335 for them. I mean, let me know what you think about their offense going against our defense first.
Okay. I'm out here. You might have a little noise in the background because I'm outside about to go get some food, right? But we talk about their offense against our defense. One thing I tell you, man, that we learned, because I wasn't at the game last night. I was over here in Atlanta, but I watched the game live from the NHJ network, right? We were the better team. But when you find a team that have more heart, more drive, that wants us a little bit more than that you want it,
Thanks.
That's when you find yourself in the pickle. Like we roll out, gave up a fluke touchdown, They got a little more. They got a little momentum. They got a little heart. They got a little drive in them. They kept on coming. We scored. They stopped us. We score again. They stopped us. We score again. We get up 12 points. They go back and score 14 straight points. Now we down. So when you go and play a team and you give a team any type of momentum, especially with the type of program that Florida State has, Florida State not going to lay down. They
No,
definitely not
sir.
laying down at home. So our defense going to have to come out there and set an example. And you're going to have to put your foot on their neck and keep it on their neck. If they can't start off hard, start off fast, then we're going to be in for a battle. Because like you said, Roydell Williams, he want to get some get back. You still got Squirrel right. Squirrel never want to come out there and make an example of teams like Bama because Bama probably have the best defensive backfield in the country by paper. And he go out there and he get off, right? Now he put himself on the top tier wide receiver list for the NFL draft. So everybody going out here trying to make a name for themselves in this game. I think Bama gonna be okay eventually down the line, but you really can't give those guys no momentum because you start giving them momentum, you be in the dogfight, man. So I think our defense gonna hold serve, probably start in the second half, but if they come out and they be aggressive and play on the right keys, don't miss any tackles, then we'll hold serve the whole full quarter.
Okay. I love it, coach. Now let me really quickly. I got Johns and I got B Sharps. Let me flip it around. What do you think about Florida State's defense with Darnell Jackson? Darnell Jackson was a dog last year. Now that big boy in the middle, he's a big one, right? They're gonna run that Tony White 3-3-5 from Nebraska, right? Big dude named Darnell Jackson in the middle. He was a monster, right? They got a bunch of pass rushers who transferred in. James Williams, the McCray kid, the DeMonte Diggs kid. A lot of pass rushers transferred in these guys on this 3-3-5 stack. I want to know what you feel about their defense with the crowd noise going against our offense with a brand new quarterback, brand new scheme, brand new offensive coordinator.
Now, the thing about our offense versus their defense, that's the touchiest subject, right? Because their defense, like you said, wasn't the reason why they were losing football games.
Right.
Their defense was the reason why they didn't get blown out in most of the games that they played. Their offense was the reason why they were losing football games. They're just as talented as just about anybody, any other team in the country. Even with Bama, man, they got just as much talent as anybody, man. Florida produced talent. And they have a lot of kids from Florida. They got some kids from Alabama. They got a lot of kids from Georgia. So talent is not the problem. Ty Simpson will have to come out, start the game. He had to play very, very well. He cannot play shaky. He can't play nervous. Like you said, you got a big guy in the middle. You still got the pad rush off the edge. I know they lost one 2 years ago, but they still were developing pad rushes off the edge. They got a 4-star corner. They got a 5-star safety. They got a 4-star middle linebacker. Florida State has plenty of talent, man. So the Ty Simpson comes out, not nervous, not shaky, go through his keys, hand the ball off, and let the running back open the lanes for him to pass, he'll be okay. But if they come out, just drop back trying to pass, and Florida State get a rush on him and get him nervous back there in that pocket, it could be a long day for the offense, man, because like I said earlier, man, that defense ain't the problem. Like,
exactly.
Everybody knows defense not the problem.
So I told the guys, just let me get you on this, John, that these guys got to have active linebackers playing that scheme. You got some linebackers all over the field that want to play. Shout out to Chris from New Jersey, man, and the brother Moon Rocker, man. Shout out to both the homies, man. Good to see them guys in here, man. Much love to both of you, man. Please hit that like button on you guys weigh in if you will. DSGB, what's up with you, broski? Much love to you, man. So here's what I want to ask you, John. I want you to know. Now, remember now, guys, before you answer this question, we do have a talented quarterback in Ty, who I have all the faith in the world. But Ty has never started on the road. Here's a key to you. Coach DeBoer has lost his last 5 regular season losses. His last 5 regular season losses all came on the road. At some point during the season, his last 5 regular season losses has all came on road games, right? I want to know what you feel about this crowd. They got a new stadium. They're going to be really into it against Florida State. This is a moment for Florida State. This is the bad part of about being Alabama. You get everybody's A game because everybody want to measure themselves against you. Oh, it's Alabama. You got that game circled. You're going to have a record sellout. all your fans who didn't come to the game before, they're gonna come to this one, right? How do you feel about, John, us going on the road to that team with a brand new quarterback, brand new offensive coordinator, brand new scheme? How do you feel about it?
I'm going to keep beating this drum. It's a chance for this team to make a statement. Don't worry about being on the road, because here's the thing: great teams don't worry about being on the road. They just perform when they need to perform. They win games. In some games, just like Brensky talked about earlier, you're going to have the Tennessee games. You're going to have those games to where it's going to look really ugly. You know what I mean? The Bryce Young versus Auburn game, right? When we made the play, or did we make the playoffs? I can't remember. No, we didn't make the playoffs that year. But either way, like, you're going to have to win those style of games. That's going to happen through the year. Do I think it's going to happen against Florida State? You know, and Coach Carl's big on Florida State's defense. I am, until you start talking about the defensive backs. That's where I'm not a big fan of how they line up against Alabama, because Alabama has a lot of size on those guys.
Got one now. So hold on, John. You don't think with Jeremiah Wilson?
One. How outside of Ryan Williams, we got other receivers, guys. That's where I think the problem is going to end. Look, it's not Nick Sheridan calling plays. If you go watch the practices, there's a vast difference going on here, right? Now, all of a sudden, you're starting to see motions that are creating mismatches, right? During practice, this is all being brought up. You know, this is not stuff. Of course, it's going to be similar to last year, of course, but Ryan Grubb runs more of a zone run scheme, right? He's more of he's not Sark, but he runs that style of offense where you're going to have a lot of movement, right, to try to either confuse the defense or create that mismatch, motions, all that good stuff. You know, I think the big question, if I'm an Alabama fan, and if I'm paying really close attention, I'm saying, are we positioning Ryan Williams in the best position, right, to give us the best opportunity? And what I mean by that is, like you pointed out, Coach Sean, to me before, is he running mesh routes? Is he getting physical?
Yeah.
Because if that can happen, and all of a sudden he's a threat from a slot position on a linebacker like we saw against Ohio State with Sark, this game shouldn't be close, right? So because I think talent-wise, I think Alabama's offense compared to their defense is just a little too much, in my opinion. Now, you know, it's in Tallahassee. I don't have much history pulled up as far as Alabama going to Tallahassee. I'm sure it's not like Auburn where they're pulling out rabbits' feet and four-leaf clovers and everything else happening. But, yeah, I just, man, it's hard for me to see Alabama losing this game as long as Kalen DeBoer can do what he's supposed to do in Ryan Grubb, right? And get these guys motivated. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my personal take.
I got you. I feel it, man. I just like to play devil's advocate so the chat get both sides of it. Brinsky, let me come to you. Shout out to Gil. Much love to you, Gil. And Eric D, I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there with you. Shout out to Gil Cruz, man. Love my brother Gil for sure. Be sharp. Let me play devil's advocate with you. What if I'm Florida State? We run at 3-3-5. We're going to press y'all on the outside. We're going to play zone in some situations. We're going to match in some situations. I don't think y'all got a receiver out there that can break press. Sure, you got the big play dude, Ryan Williams, right? He going to go 9 on me all the time. We'll let him catch everything in front of us. He's an acrobat. We don't think he can beat us in press. He's not physical enough to beat us in press, right? We're going to force y'all to run the ball with a bunch of running backs that I don't think you got no breakaway back on your whole team, right? How you feel about that? How do you feel about us going into this game with a first-year quarterback, an offensive coordinator we hadn't went to a game with yet, and a brand new scheme? Be sure.
He may be away. He turned off that camera and he said, "I'm out, bro." Okay.
Go, Coach Carl. You still there? Go ahead, John. You
yeah,
pick
man.
it up.
I'm about to walk back inside this hospital. So let me get back with y'all, man. Appreciate you dropping the link. I'll get back in the chat, man, and listen, because I don't want to bring all this noise to your channel.
Okay, brother. I appreciate you, man. Holler at us. We right here if you want to hop back on.
All right, bro.
Where's the grandfather?
Prayers for sure. Much
real.
love to Coach Carl, man. Praying for his family.
Brinsky back.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Brinsky, you back?
Oh yeah, man. I didn't even know y'all called on me, man.
Okay, so
I'm
I was just playing. I was playing devil's advocate with John, right? And he had a great answer for it, man. Just to get a chat to both sides of it. If I'm Florida State, I want to ask you, Brinsky. So how do you feel? You guys coming on the road? You guys got a first year quarterback, so we're gonna press and blitz him, right? We're going to disguise some blitzes. We're gonna take our chances. I don't think you guys have a receiver on your team that could break press coverage. You got a big receiver in Isaiah, right? I don't think we don't fear this kid, right? We're gonna play press on him. We're gonna match on the back end at times with 5 DBs in our base package, right? We got plenty of linebackers. We're going to blitz y'all. We're going to make y'all tackles block, right? How do you feel about that coming on the road? We got crowd noise on our side. We got a first-year quarterback coming into our side. How do you feel about that? We're going to make y'all run the ball. We don't feel like y'all got a running back that's a threat to us at all.
Ooh. Man, with that, anytime it's a first-year starter, they're going to do some of everything to find his weakness.
Yes, sir.
Can he pick up blitzes?
Exactly what they're going to do.
Read coverage. They're going to throw everything until they find a weakness and then just keep doing it until he figure it out. So they're going to do everything on the man to figure out Ty for the most part.
Facts, man. Facts. Do you feel like we can get some pass rush on them when we on defense?
I believe we can. I believe, especially with Quay Russo. I did not know his TV was up so loud. But
okay, hold on, John. Hold on.
But with Quay Russo coming off on the edge, LT Overton have another year in the system. I believe we're going to have a better pass rush in the middle. I believe James Smith is going to play a whole lot better. I don't believe we're going to have to do too much blitzing because a lot of these guys are going to be able to get off on these offensive tackles and guard. So we're going to definitely see a lot of those guys doing their thing.
Let me ask you this, then I'm going to get it back to John. These guys have a very, very, very dynamic quarterback. Now, this kid can't hurt you with his feet. I fear his feet more than I fear his arm, right? This kid can't hurt you if we get caught in the blitz and we don't get there, right? This kid can't hurt you. With these guys, if we send the house or send this cheetah package, whatever, to get all these pass rushes on the field at the same time, and these guys do get in the backfield and don't get their hands on this guy can take off, and we get caught in man, or we get caught in this vision coverage, and we with the receiver. This guy can hurt you with his feet. He's very elusive, very, very elusive. That's the part that concerns me, other than his arm, right? I don't think he can beat us with his arm like that, but I know he can definitely hurt you with his feet. How do you feel, John, about these schemes that we run where we're bringing the blitz? And let's just like last year, we didn't get there. We didn't have nobody with over 3 sacks, right? Quay Russo, LT Overton, all of them had great pass rush, but nobody got their actual hands on the quarterback. So you rush this guy, you don't get your hands on him, he off to the races, first down after first down. Next thing you know, you can't get off the field on third down. It's 3rd and 7, first down. 3rd and 4, first down. How do you feel about that, man? What do these guys have to do to stop this kid?
So this is where I kind of almost take back to let's believe in what Kane Womack can do. We were 1 year with his 4.25. Granted, most of these guys were not brought in for a 4.25. They're learning new packages, just like you talked about the cheetah package and everything else. You know what I mean? Like, I could go on and on here. But at the end of the day, when you go back and you watch spring and the fall and what Quay Russo looks like now, God forbid he can stay healthy, good luck. This man during the spring was blowing everybody off the ball. It's insane. You look at Jan Zapier. But to me, I know Brinsky, and I know you, Coach, I'm almost positive you brought him up last year. James Smith, to me, was one of the most overlooked guys that had some of the most potential.
He's the key, John, actually. He's the key, right.
Yeah. So I think, me personally, I don't think you need to bring much of a blitz. But at the same time, what I'm really interested in is towards the second half of the season, when the defense started to get better, one thing I did notice, and correct me if I'm wrong here, we saw more corner blitzes coming in. Right. So to relieve some of that pressure off of trying to get to the quarterback every single time, depending on our 4 or 3 linemen, whatever, however we were lining up in the 19 packages, it seems like we have for this defense. It just seemed like it started to mesh a little bit better towards the end of the year, especially with the corners coming off as well. And we know that's one of the things that Kirby Smart made really notorious when he got to Alabama was under Nick Saban was blitzing the corners, right? Bringing down the safeties, confusing the offense. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Facts.
So I'm interested to see if we continue that momentum into the Florida State game. Do we continue to bring these guys in? So like, because when you talk about Xavier Brown and Damani Jackson, DeJohn Lee's gonna get on the field, right?
Yeah, I
It's
think
some
so,
position, star,
Yeah.
whatever that looks like. He's got to get on the field. So, and I think the length is the biggest thing Alabama has going for them. Like, these guys are not small. They're not 5'10" DBs.
Facts.
Right? You know, Keon said Bray Hubbard showed what he could do last year. So, I mean, I think we're positioned better for getting after the quarterback this year. I think I'm not going to sit here and say LT Overton's going to be that dude or this dude's going to be the only one I feel comfortable saying. There's two names: it's Quay Russaw and James Smith.
Facts.
Those dudes I completely have faith in. Those dudes stay healthy, I think we'll be fine.
Facts. Be sharp. If we get these guys in third and long, right? They're on offense. We get them in third and long. Are we going to be able to get off the field, man? Last year, as we all know, different seasons, different year. But last year, man, we could not get off the field on third down. No matter what package we brought, no matter what personnel we brought, we had trouble against several teams actually getting off the field on third down. We couldn't stop the run on third down. We couldn't get any pass pressure on teams on third down. We had our issues on third down, the money down. How do you feel about that going into this season?
If we in any type of third and long, I tell the offenses to watch out because I believe those guys are coming. Like I said, those guys on that line. I expect James Smith to be disrupted this year. You're not going to run away from Quay Russaw unless you're just track, because he's definitely going to come. I believe he's going to give a offense tackle hell all season long. I believe this is one of those years he's going to break out. And if he just coming at you and nobody blocked him, we're going to get the sack pretty much every single time. And even if you try to throw it, we have the guys in the secondary that can make plays. We have, I believe that's one of the strongest parts of our whole team is that secondary. We got two experienced guys back there playing cornerback. We got two experienced guys back there playing safety. Probably the most experienced secondary in the whole country, just off first thought. So I don't believe we're going to have too much problem on third and long. I would love to see how we do on third and short, though. I would love to see like when that plays. Of course, we're not going to stop everybody every single down. That's impossible.
Facts.
But I hope majority of the time that we can make those key stops that matters in the game. Like let's get off the field, especially the ones closest to the end zone. So I believe the defense will be able to get off. They, like I said, in a whole nother year in Kane Womack's system.
Mm-hmm.
They feel more comfortable about it. They know the guys that's going to be there. They know the playmakers. A lot of those guys that were freshmen then or sophomore now, they got a lot of experience. Xavier Brown, I believe, is going to have a way better year. We're going to see more of how he played his senior year in high school that you love the most. Because, of course, you coming into the SEC and it's a different animal. So just be prepared. And DeJohn Lee is going to definitely be a factor. Future Jim Thorpe Award winner.
So let's do this before we get out of here. Last two questions. And everybody in the chat can chime in on this as well. I love reading you guys' comments because it really lets me know how you feel about it. I'm one of these guys. I like to read what you guys say. Two questions. The first question is, what is your concern, if you have any? And the second question is, and I'll ask it after you answer the first. How do you think this game play out? You think this game plays out by us doing blah, 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 and give me your score. So give me your concern first. If you had a concern, what's your concern, if you have any, going on the road to Florida State, John?
Mike, just a concern. I got to see us stop the run consistently. I think there's just no other way around it. I think we're great on the back end for pass. I want to see us stop the run.
In the chat, if you guys have any concern going on the road to Florida State, what is your concern? Eric D says right here, we can't lead the wide receivers. We can't let the wide receivers come up and play run. Fake quarterback runs or drop passes over the top of off safeties is what Gus plans to do to us. Facts. Gus hadn't changed. That's a whole fact, Eric D. You are 1,000% correct on that. Jay Mims B Sharp says my concern is the pass. Jay Mims took my thunder. Took my thunder right out from under me, bro. That's mine too, Jay Mims. My concern is the pass rush on third down and the pass pro on third down. Jay Mims, you hit it. That is me all the way live, bro. Right? Let me see what Bino say before I go to B Sharp. Bino say my concern is being the intensity of the entire game, like the focus. Don't let off the gas pedal. In other words, Kimberly says. Let's see. Kimberly says, my concern is the offensive line. Facts. Everybody. Hey, Kimberly, I think that in the back of our heads is everybody's small concern because we just hadn't seen it no other way, right? For 2 years, we've seen our offensive line giving up sacks. We need to see something different this year, right? It's time. Let's see. Bama, she says, my concern is the coaches would not turn the defense loose. They hungry. They better turn them loose on the road. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand, though, Bama. I do understand, right? The offensive line, Eric D got them winning 38-16. And Susan says, my concerns are the kicking team. Hey, and ain't nobody talking about that, Susan. Ain't nobody talking about the kicking game because I heard they were suffering. I don't have no sources, but I did hear that they struggling a little bit in the kicking game. I did hear that. Man, I hope that ain't the case. Lord have mercy. I don't want to go back to them days where we biting our nails every time the damn field goal kicker get up there. Those were horrible times, right? Joe Edwards says his concern is penalties, right? And we do need to see a season where we don't have 7 penalties in the damn game. I hope we don't have penalties, man. I'm just not thinking about that. Man, that played us all last year. I really, really, really hope that doesn't. Joe, I'm with you on that as well, man. And Ephraim says the physicality in the fourth quarter. Right? You got to keep your foot on the gas. Be sharp. What's yours? If you have any.
Oh man, everybody should have some. I don't care how great your team is.
Facts.
But mine is the running game. It wouldn't be the running game if Jam was playing the first game. Only reason I have concern because none of these guys have started. I believe Washington has started where he was at, but I don't see him starting the game off. Is Daniel Hill gonna go out there? Richard, it all depends. I just want those guys to get their footing, go out there and make plays, just so we can get that running game going. I know they can. I just need to see it. I would have felt more comfortable Jam starting off than those guys coming right behind them, but they're just starting off. But of course, one of my pros is just really my main pro is that secondary.
Yeah,
I really, really believe in that secondary wholeheartedly. I believe they're going to make plays. I believe they're going to make a lot of key stops. They're going to be a bit faster this year. We just going to have to get those guys some help on the front end with the pass rush and everything. I believe those guys can just be disruptors. We're going to give teams hell out here for real.
Facts, B Sharp. I couldn't have said it better. Latoya said her concern is in-game adjustments. And Lord knows, Latoya, after last year, that is definitely something that I want to see as well with Grubb. I want to see his in-game adjustments. Coach Carl says special teams he's hearing. Suck bad he's here. I heard the same thing, that they were struggling kicking field goals, struggling with punt returners. You know what I'm saying? I don't like seeing Ryan back there. Lord, I don't like seeing Ryan back there. You got 1,000 athletes, man. Put somebody else back on punt return because we all know what can happen on punt return. Jay Mims says, man, to be honest, they talking like special teams. I've been facts, Jay Mims, right? I believe Crimson says the past 3-4 years penalties have been insane. Hey, I believe Crimson is 1,000% correct though. We better not come out there getting no dead gun penalties in this game, man. I'm liable to lose my cool, man. I see that yellow flag, bro. I know it's on the road. I get it, right? But we gotta stay away from the penalties, man. We gotta, man. Don't even get me started on penalties, man. Right? So now, start with you this time, B Sharp. You already told us you got great confidence in the secondary. How do you think this game plays out? And give me your early score. I like to ask the score because asking the score the week of to me is a bad omen. So if you notice, I won't do that, right? So give me, you probably never hear me ask this again this whole week. Give me how you think this game plays out, B Sharp. Give me how you think this game plays out and your score.
Woo! What do I think? I think we control the game. I think may come out a little rusty, maybe because just the beginning of the year. I expect everybody to start off the year a little rusty.
Facts.
Because you're just finally getting out there. You're playing against somebody different. It ain't like you going against a different team in practice like how they do in the NFL with these joint practices. So I believe Alabama gonna go out there, start off a little rusty. It's gonna be some things we definitely gonna have to work on. Hopefully the running game is not a big thing for us in this game. Hopefully we can go out there and control the clock, control the game. But I believe we can go out there. I'm gonna say 38. And I give Florida State. I give Paul Castellano's nephew. I give him.
I said the same thing.
15. And
Black dude,
I don't know why until Coach Sean said it. I was like, I watched so much Mafia stuff.
Me too, man.
And I have no idea. And I was having a hard time saying his last name. And then every time they said it, it just never rang in my head. Paul Castellano. But I got 38-15.
Okay.
38-15.
Okay. I like that, B Sharp, and I like the reason why. Coach Carr says you don't have to worry about the running backs. Coach Sean would tell you if you get a running backs a spotlight, they usually enjoy it. That's facts. If you let me know we gonna get you 20-some carries, boy, we gonna eat the night. We gonna eat the night. Coach Carl is 1,000% correcto. That man must coach football. Shout out to my brother, Coach Carl. Brother Coach Carl. John, before I give it to you, J Mim says I want to see them use Ryan like we used Devontae. Use him at the tip off with coverage and the defense is in and give him a chance with a free release. Facts. You got to be able to learn all three of the positions at receiver to do that like they did Devontae. You got to line him up everywhere, not just in the slot. And I'm pretty sure they have. If they not, we hindering ourselves. Hollywood Barber said, I think we need to start off with some quick, easy passing game. Yeah, get him settled in, Hollywood. Facts. And you know what, Hollywood? That's a really important point. You said that. I bet you they'll do that. I bet you they'll give him some easy stuff in the flats. That's what you usually do with a first-time starter. Let him get in the rhythm, right? I bet you they'll do that, man. The first couple of passes he throw, I bet you'll be in the flat, something really easy, right? John, give me your reasoning that you feel good about this game, how you think it's going to go, and your score.
All right, so I broke it down for offense and defense. As far as the defense goes, I feel like the first half, Kane Womack is going to play a pretty safe defense. I don't think you're going to see too much craziness. And the reason why I say that is because we need to see what Castellanos can do, right? So, and we know with Gus calling the plays, he's going to have tempo in this. So we don't want to be caught with our pants down early because we know that's how this game could actually flip on its head is, you know what I mean? Like you give them any momentum with a crowd like that, just because we blitz the wrong side, whatever that may look like, right? Taking chances, go cover zero or something stupid like that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what you're going to see is more of a safe defensive bend, don't break in the first half, and then slowly start to ratchet that defense up to put more pressure on the QB as far as forcing those mistakes to kind of step on the throat in the game defensive-wise. Offense, Ryan Grubb, my man, for God's sakes, if you don't use Ty Simpson by moving that pocket, by rolling this dude outside that pocket, watching his film, what he can do when he gets out the pocket is sensational. The dude that flips the cap, I don't know his name, but that's exactly what it looks like. Ty Simpson he's done a great job fall spring, all camp, right? No interceptions this past camp, all that great stuff. The most impressive thing is he keeps his eyes down the field when he's rolling out the pocket. So you have to use that. You have to move your pocket against this defensive line. I don't think it's going to be an option. And I think the way you take advantage of which I think will be an aggressive Florida State defense, is you have your tunnel screens. You have your screen. Use them with Latier Brooks, with Ryan Williams. You have other guys other than Ryan Williams that has speed. Can we not just use Ryan Williams, right? So that's going to be an important factor when it comes to that. I just think it comes down to screens. To relax, it's easy throws for Ty, hand the ball off to Richard Young, right? So it's like we keep reiterating, it's settling them down. Final score, I actually have it. You got to give Gus credit. Gus is going to score points. I'm sorry, as much as I dislike the dude, he's going to score. Yeah. So I do have the final score as us winning, obviously, 31-20.
Okay, I like it, John. I like it, and the reasons too. I like that, bro. Mine is fairly simple and pretty much just like B Sharp's and John's. Eric D says, I'm watching Godfather of Harlem. Joe Edwards says, we were surprised them because they do not have film on Grub. That's true. Eric D says, B Sharp, great minds think alike. My brother Dwight says, Fresno getting belt to ass. Kena Bena says, Ryan work with Smitty. Yeah, true. Jay Mims says, I want to see that old school halfback screen one time, man. All facts. Bring it back, man. Bama in 2025 says Bama is ready to get this bad taste out of their mouth. Lord, hey, you right about that, my girl. You are right about that. My brother Chris from New Jersey says, Coach Sean, you like Miami over Notre Dame? I like Notre Dame over Miami. I do. I like Notre Dame to pick right up where they left off. A lot of that running back they got, who I think may possibly be the best running back, arguably in the country, along with Penn State running backs. I think Notre Dame's gonna win that football game. K Spray, I'm late, guy. What's up? What's up, K Spray? I just appreciate you being here. Hit that like button if you can, my broski. I appreciate you, man. BT says it's raining 35-7, Bama. But if it's not raining, is it supposed to rain that week? I know it's a week out.
There's a potential for rain. Yes.
Really? Yeah. Oh my God.
Showing it's a possibility for rain.
Okay. If it's not raining 48-3, I hope that's the case, Bino. I hope that's the case. Ephraim says Stanford 13 beating Hawaii 13-7. Susan says, y'all hit that like. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. Please listen to Miss Susan. Hit that like button. Eric D says, run the ball. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That is what I'm talking about. DSGB says, I pray it doesn't rain. Me too, man. I the Lord's work is the Lord's work, but I hope it's a clear game, man. You know what I'm saying? My brother Moon Rocker says 41-17 as skill position players and offensive line make their presence felt, and a veteran defender play like veterans. And see, in a perfect world, that's what I'm with right there. That's the perfect reason why, and that's the perfect reason how, right? Latoya says nobody's scoring over 21 points on this defense this season. Book it. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Toya. It sounds great, and I'm with you. You make me feel good by saying it. I pray that that's the case, man. If that's the case, national championship, here we come. That's the game I'm about to check out right there, from Southern and North Carolina State, I'm sorry. So for me, mine is very, very, very short and very, very simple. Christian Hughes, will you guys have a game post? Yeah, we will, Christian. We'll probably put it on Twitter here, probably Monday or Tuesday. Which channel we're gonna be on? Might be B Sharps. Probably after the game Saturday. We'll post it for everybody to see it, man. And just everybody come over there, man. Everybody come over there. We're gonna act a fool and cheer and celebrate, and hopefully won't be no bad details in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. Last look, Eric D says, Coach Sean, this is what everyone not ready for. Our tight end. And see, nobody's talked about that, Eric D. That's a good point, bro. You always come with the facts. We hadn't even talked about our tight ends. In this offense, tight ends are a big deal. That is a fact, Eric D. That is a fact, brother. Yeah, our tight ends are a weapon. I cannot wait to see how they use these guys. And it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be epic, man. For me, guys, my concern is just like Jay Mims said earlier with the pass rush and with our blocking on third down, our pass pro on third down. But the way I think this game is going to unfold, I think that this team is going to blitz Ty a lot. If not blitz him, they're going to run a couple of twists at him. I think this team is going to try to they have no choice. The rule of thumb in every level of football, if you got a first-time starter, you do things to disrupt him. I think they're going to show him coverages and mix them. They're going to mix their coverages to try to make Ty think they're blitzing, and they'll back out and they'll bail. They're trying to do things to make Ty throw into coverage. The way you counteract that is the screen game, is the short passing game. Anything that requires a man beater will be prevalent this game. But I think Alabama's going to have to come out and establish the run game for nothing else other than the purpose of this team runs a base 3-3-5. Now we all know they're gonna switch from an odd to an even front. We all know that. That's football in 2025. But their base package that they'll come out in is a 3-3-5, right? That's what they want to run. They want to get as many linebackers on the field as they possibly can. Alabama is going to have to run the football. Alabama is going to have to run the football, man. They're going to have to. I don't talk about 1 or 2 every series, and then you throw the ball 7 or 8 times. That is a good way to go 3 and out, and we cannot start that, man. Right? We have got to be physical in this game on the road. We've got to score on our first drive, right? And take the crowd out of it, right? And if we don't score on our first drive, we can't let them score on their first drive, right? We've got to take the crowd out of it, man. We've got to play sound football. We cannot get in the penalty box, man. We cannot. The yellow flags need to stay in the referee's pockets as far as we're concerned. And I think this game is going to be, a low scoring game. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game. I don't think we're going to score 30 something points. I just don't. First game of the season, I think it's going to be more like a 27-17 game. I think it's going to be a 24-17 with a late field goal, make it 27-17. I think we will win this football game around 27-17-ish. I don't think this quarterback is going to beat us with his arm, but I do think he's going to make a play or two by sheer scheme with his legs. We like to do a lot of man in the back end. Gus will let his quarterback run the football. We all know that. And they're going to throw all their eggs in this one basket for this one game, especially since he talked all that jazz he did. So I think this is a 27-17 game, Alabama's way. I think the running backs and the offensive line get it done. No more of that passy stuff. You got to come out, run downhill, 12 personnel, run the football, get the tight ends involved, and Alabama with the win, man. What's you guys' final thoughts, John, on the game?
I'm just excited. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just excited at this point. It feels like it has taken 4 years to get to this point, ever since the end of last year. So I'm just excited to get this thing moving forward. I'm excited for pre-game shows like now, post-game shows afterwards and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm just excited to be talking football.
Facts, brother. B. Shaw, what's your final thoughts, my broski?
We finally talking real football in real time. We have something to talk about. We can actually talk about football. I just got to say it. Can't say it enough, man. Just all these predictions and what you expect. Everybody going 12-0. Everybody going to the national championship.
Yeah, facts.
The real thing is here, man. College football is back. High school football is back. Everything is back. Football is back, baby.
Football is back, man. Go ahead, John.
I want to point this out. I did have Alabama versus Florida State on NCAA 26 today. Put it on freshman mode and beat them like 130-3.
Hell no. What'd you play with your freshman?
I put it all the way to freshman mode. I was like, I need to beat them by 150 points.
Oh my God, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody in Seminole Nation to feel that energy somehow.
Yeah, man, listen. We appreciate all of you guys, man, in the chat. You guys are absolutely awesome, man. We have a good time on Saturdays. Be sharp. Are you going Monday or Tuesday or when, bro?
That is a very, very good question.
This week,
I may not do it tomorrow because I just have the little girl by myself, and I don't feel like trying to jungle her and do the show at the same time. But I know we'll definitely be back next Sunday for sure. But for Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, we definitely gonna have to do a show. So I'll let y'all know. It'll probably be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, because we're gonna definitely have a special guest on, maybe an analyst, but we're definitely gonna have who I believe is the most underrated athlete in the state of Alabama on the channel, Mr. Jordan Holmes. If you guys don't know anything about him, look him up. He just had one of the most phenomenal games for week 1 in Alabama high school football. 3 picks, one of them for a touchdown, then caught like 9 catches for 130 plus yards and tub. Kid is a dog, man. The kid is a dog, and we're gonna talk to him.
Facts, man. Love that. I love that, B. Shaw. Please, please, please. Tap in with these guys, man. Let them know where they can find you, though, John. That's the most important thing. Let them know where they can find you at, brother.
The Bama Standard. Do talk a little bit of regular football, but I'm mainly concentrating on recruiting now. And as you guys can see here on X at JLewis85. So yeah, appreciate the invite. Obviously, Coach Sean Brinsky, good to see you again. Obviously, everybody inside the chat, which is Moonrock, everybody pretty much in the chat. Thanks for getting on here. All the support and all that good stuff.
Facts, man. We appreciate you too, John. It's always good to catch up with you, my brother. Kimberly, I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so very much. Before we go, Eric D says, Coach Sean, how you feel about Josh Pate picking Bama to win the Natty? I think Josh is very, very tied in. Josh knows his football. And I don't like picking us because it seems like when we get the love, we don't know what to do with it. We always do bad, right? If you guys remember, every year that we won the national championship in SEC Media Day, they picked against us. And every year that we lost, they picked us to win. So it's a logical pick. I agree with the pick. I'm just let him say it. That way I won't jinx us and I say it, right? Shout out to Josh Pate, man. All facts, Eric D. All facts, man.
But
be sharp. Oh, go ahead, be sharp. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. My fault.
No, I'm just letting you know, let everybody know where they can find you. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, man. Of course, man. Y'all can find me at the Sharpshooter Sports Talk. I don't know why this picture still say podcast. I thought I changed it a long time ago, but it's Sports Talk. Y'all definitely come over there and check us out. And I guess the first game, Florida State, will be on my channel. I guess I don't know.
Good. Let's go and put it in blood now. Let's put it in blood now.
Okay.
So everybody after the Florida State game, tap in with Brinsky. We'll be on his post game show. So promote it, Brinsky, and
okay.
We'll just flip flop it. You know what I'm saying? No problem.
Yeah. So throughout the year, so everybody won't be streaming for 35 channels. I guess the Florida State game will be on my channel. For this one, we'll figure out for the rest of the games or whatever. So yeah, definitely tap in after the Florida State game. We going immediately after the game.
Facts.
Literally immediately come bring your thoughts. Hopefully it'd be some happy thoughts. Hopefully we win the game and we can talk and drink a little bit. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and we'll see you then.
All facts, man. Big shout out, man, to the sister, man. Lisa Lisa Rawls, man. Roll Tide. Have a great week and see everyone in the winner circle, baby, next Saturday evening. Lisa, that's why I love you, girl. You give me hype. I'm ready for it, man. Thank you, Lisa, with the $10 super chat, man. Always good to me. Appreciate you, girl. And make sure you tap into that post game, Lisa. We gonna turn up like never before, man, because they talked a lot at Florida State and we've been humble. Yep. But this week we ain't gonna be so humble this week, right? Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate you, girl. Thank you so very much. And you can definitely find me at JMHO Sports Talk on Twitter and YouTube. Had a lot of people here tonight, man. 100 something plus. Thank you guys on Twitter and YouTube together. Thank you guys, man. Close to 200. Thank you guys, man, for tapping in, man. I appreciate you guys so much. And at the end of the day, man, this is what I'll say, man. Paul Castellanos' little brother, Castellanos Jr. at Florida State, talked a lot. Talking about Saban ain't there to save our ass. Okay, punk. Saban, you gonna wish Saban was there to save your ass come Saturday, because all disrespect will be addressed. We ain't gonna say it in the media. Let me say it for y'all. We didn't say nothing. We let you talk and get your teammates hype. As you said, we gonna put some belts to your ass and some lashes to your asses come Saturday, bro. You know what I'm saying? Alabama is gonna remind the world, you forgot about us. You forgot about us, man. You was all on Texas and Georgia. You forgot about us, man. You sat around and got fat, right? While we was over here starving. We lost our coach. We lost our administration. We lost athletic director, not directors, but we lost compliance officers. We lost coaches, players, right? Our players on all these other rosters, helping them win championships. That's okay. We went through all of that and still won 9 games out of 12, right? You can say what you want about the bowl game. The bottom line is we won 9 games out of 12 in the regular season, right? Well, this is a new year, man. And we ain't forgot none of that stuff. We ain't forgot no disrespect. We ain't forgot nothing you said to us. We hadn't forgotten how you talk bad about us. You know what I mean? We hadn't forgot it, right? And our quest to win that national championship starts with a road that runs over you Seminoles asses come next Saturday. Bottom line. Shout out to Ty Hayes, man. Shout out to Jan 716. Shout out to Coach Carr, Coach Al, Piano Man. Shout out to all the Bama Standard, Justin and all the homies over there at Bama Standard. Shout out to my brother John, my brother Brinsky, right here, way offsides. Make sure y'all tap in with these guys' channel. Way Offsides got a hell of a channel, man. Great content over there, man. Shout out to Justin Smith. Shout out to Clint Lamb. Shout out to Kyle and T over there. And shout out to our brother KB. Back in the house and back in effect. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Piano Man doing big things, man. And that's just what it is, man. Roll Tide to you all. Thank you for tapping in, bro. Stay with us this week. This is game week, man, coming up. This is game week. All the talking cease, right? Roll Tide to everybody out there, man. And make sure you tap in with us this whole week, man. Much love to you all. Roll Tide. And Brinsky, you had the last words?
F them trees and F them hedges and F Florida State.
Couldn't have said it better myself.